Good evening, those of you from the future. I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about tonight, but I think I'm going to talk about fear of change. Because it was something I encountered today, going back on that journalism type thing, or making it like my own journal. But it's kind of a weird concept, right? You think you wouldn't be scared of change, especially if it's a change you've been anticipating, or a change you're excited about, or a change that you know needs to happen. When it comes time for it to happen, it can still be daunting, and you can start to reel and kind of wonder if that's really what you want. Or you can just start coming up with excuses as to why it's not going to happen. Even if it's inevitable, you will find excuses as to why it's not going to happen, and oftentimes that's just you creating resistance to it. Even if it's an outcome that you really want, if it's an outcome that you think you really want, and you find that it's still, you're avoiding it, it might be because you're afraid of it. Just play with the thought a little bit. Fear comes in a lot of different shapes and forms. It makes itself attractive by telling you that it is what you want. Procrastination is a great form of attractive fear. It's a form of fear that takes on whatever shape you want it to be in order to make it look good. So, even if you don't think you're afraid of the outcome, just kind of pay attention to your reaction to things and how your inner chemistry is reacting to that outcome. Are you kind of avoiding it and don't want it to happen, or you telling yourself that there's no possible way that it could? Or you could even use other people as an excuse and say that someone else doesn't want it, and therefore it's not the best choice for both of you, or they're your best friend, you don't want to lose them, or your children won't be happy if that's the option that you choose. And that is all fear, okay? Because in the end, no matter what choice you make, things are going to be okay. Things are going to pan out just fine. And if you know that it's something that you're going to grow in and do better in, you might as well do it. Even if it's scary. Fear is kind of our gatekeeper to potential. It keeps us locked up nice and tight and cozy. We just stay in our lovely little box where everything is comfortable and no boundaries are broken or breached. We're just happy that way, right? When we don't have to deal with fear, we're just innately comfortable. And I mean, comfortable is fine and dandy and all, but you can't stay there forever. You need to move forward. Because being comfortable isn't going to make you strong, okay? Being comfortable makes you soft, makes you lazy, makes you complacent. And we don't want that. We want to be warriors. We want to be strong. We have a purpose here. I have a purpose here. Do you have a purpose here? Do you know what it is? Even if you don't know what it is, you still have it. Alright? Get that through your head. You still have one. Even if you don't think you do, you can make one. There's no excuses here. Just laziness. If you have a purpose, you'll find it and you'll fulfill it. And you won't let fear hold you back. Because it's just the gatekeeper. It's only the beginning. You're going to run into many, many of them. They're like the pawns of destiny. They get in your way. There's a million of them. You could take down 1,000 of them. There's 5,000 more. They'll evolve. They won't just be peons, then they're soldiers. You won't run into as many of those, but they will come. It's like a game, you know? It increases in difficulty as you go along. And the harder it gets, the more you know you're on the right track. Anytime you start going down a path where there's no enemies, you know that that's not where the story goes, usually. Or it's somewhere you're not supposed to be, if the enemies are too hard. And if you think all enemies are too hard, don't fool yourself. There's someone out there your level. Something out there your level too. And you'll find it. And it'll help you. You just have to embrace it. You just have to take it. Deal with it. And grow. So think about it. Think about why you might not want to do something. Is it because you're afraid? I know it's a weird thought, but you might be afraid. Even if it doesn't feel like fear. It takes on many different shapes and forms, don't forget that. But my future peeps here, I'm going to go to bed. It's been another long day. We just keep moving forward every step. Step by step. Okay, good night.